And again, in response to the woman who posted her comment after the article, the fact that you have not met a child who likes living in two homes does not mean that all children feel that way. Supposing it were true, which it is not the case, that all children dislike living in two homes, even if that were true, that would not justify denial of the God-given unalienable right to equality, including the right to be a parent. It is not clear what you mean by abandoning. If the child lives with one parent part of the time and dislikes doing so, that raises several questions for each child you refer to. Number one, how can you say the parent abandoned the child if that parent still sees the child? That does not make sense. Again, the example was a child, she said she had spoken with children who have two homes. Well, if the child is under an order and agreement to go to two homes, then neither parent can be said to have abandoned the child, right? So it doesn't make sense what she said. And what percentage of time does the child live with the so-called abandoning parent? If it's not equal time, why not? Is my question. Divorce, perhaps if it were equal time, the child might like it much better. But ordinarily in these situations, 95% of the time the mother gets custody. The dad gets usually 4 days a month. So a child growing up loves what it knows. So the parent that it spends the most time with, it's going to naturally have better feelings towards. It will be easy for the primary custodian to alienate the child from the parent, usually the father these days, who only sees the child 4 days a month. That's 1/7 of the time. Well, how can a father compete with those percentages? He can't. I know, I've tried. I was always on the defensive from negative comments the mother made about me when I visited with my children. Divorce is impractical and should not be promoted or rewarded. But our current family court systems and public policies, both state and federal, do in fact just that. It is both promoted and rewarded. But don't take my word for it. See Dr. Baskerville's book, Taken into Custody, for all the details. There's several hundred footnotes in that book. It's very well documented. The best way to avoid children having two homes is for we, the people, to demand equal parenthood for fit and willing parents who do decide to divorce. This will remove the incentive to break up families, and it will lower the divorce rate if we stop rewarding those who seek a divorce and the lawyers who represent them. That's the basis. The unequal custody is the basis for the divorce and family destruction industry. Once we level the playing field, we will put this industry out of business.